students. My name is Kumari Shilpi. I am an assistant professor in Department of Management and Commerce, Mewar University. We already completed the lecture 6 and in today's lecture 7, we are going to complete that what are the various schemes available by the government for the MSMEs. So let's begin. If we are talking about the MSME initiative, MSMEs are the backbone of the Indian economy, contributing approximately 30% of the country's gross domestic product. If we are talking about the manufacturing output, around 45% of manufacturing output and providing employment to 11 crores of Indian population. If we are talking of the government of India, the government of India has been a proactive to ensure that all the benefit of all these MSMEs schemes reaches to MSMEs on time. The union budget, if we are talking about 2023-24, which focuses on ease of doing the business for MSMEs, and what it is included, we will see it in the next slide. So, what are the various most important measures which is included in the Union Budget 2023 to 24? The first one is Emergency Credit Line Guarantee Scheme, and which has been delivered the additional credit more than 130 lakh MSMEs, and the ECLGS will be extended up to March 2023, expanding the guarantee over by around 50,000 crore to total cover of around 5 lakh crore. If we are talking about the next point, that is around, if we are talking about the CGTMSE, that is the Credit Guarantee Trust for Micro and Small Enterprises, around 2 lakh crore additional credit for micro and small enterprises is facilitated under this particular scheme. If we are talking about the next scheme, that is RAM, raising and accelerating the MSME performance, this program will basically it provide around total INR is around 6,000 crore to be rolled out by the government. Next, if we are talking about the Udyam Shram and the National Career Service NCS and Atmanirbhar Skilled Employer Mapping ASEEM portals, it is interlinked and they will now serve as a portal with live organic database delivering G2C, B2C, B2B services relating to the credit facilitation, skilling and recruitment. If we are talking about the other facilities which is provided under the Union Budget 2023-24, there is a launch of the Udyam Assist platform to bring the informal micro enterprises under the formal ambit. So we can see that these are the basically schemes under 2023-24 of the Union Budget came into the existence. Next, if we'll move toward the next slide. If we move to the next slide, what we will see, we all knows that MSMEs are the backbone of the economies, driving innovations, creating jobs, contributing significantly to overall economic growth. So if we are talking about the MSME scheme, let's move toward the first scheme, that is the Prime Minister Employment Generation Program. What is the objective of this scheme? First one is the financial assistance to self-employment venture. What does it mean? This scheme aims to order to generate the sustainable employment opportunities for unemployed youth and traditional artisans in the rural and urban areas. So I hope that the objective is clear to all of you. If you are talking about the key benefits, then the bank finance subsidy program for setting up the new micro enterprises in non-farm sector. Next, if we are talking, that is the margin money. So margin money subsidy on bank loan, which is ranges around 15 to 35% for projects up to rupees 50 lakh in the manufacturing and around 20 lakh in the service sector. If we are talking about the other facilities, so for the special category beneficiaries such as SC, STs or ex-servicemen, women, physical handicapped, minorities, the subsidy money margin is around 25% in urban areas and 35% in the rural areas. So the key benefits and objective of this particular scheme, I guess that is clear to all of you. Now the next point is that the applicability of this scheme. So this scheme is applicable to the individual who is above the 18 years. So that person can easily apply for the getting the facilities of the schemes, as well as the other beneficiaries can be the institution which is registered under the societies and self-help group SHG, which I already told you that this SHG program is basically taken by this initiated by the Bangladesh. It came from the Bangladesh. The Yunus and Ansari basically provided this concept. Muhammad Yunus, sorry for this. Muhammad Yunus started this program, and with the Grameen Bank concept, and SSG basically came under the existence on the basis of that. So if you're talking about the like who is eligible or who can apply for this scheme, I think that is clear to all of you that the individual of 18 years or above, self-help groups and like other registered societies can easily able to apply for this particular scheme. Now, the other point is that what is the if I am giving you detailed information. So the contribution for the beneficiary belonging to the general category is around 10% of the project cost and 5% of project cost in the case of the special category. Okay, support events like the entrepreneurship development program, trainings, awareness camps, etc. are held, and to provide the backward and forward linkage in order to attain the sustainability of project under the scheme. Government of India has facilitated online processing of application allocation of margin money directly by the financing branch. So we can say that there are other additional benefit which is provided under the Prime Minister Employment Generation Program. Let's move toward the next point, next scheme. So the second loan for upgradation of existing PMEGP slash Mudra. So what is the basically aim of this scheme? So the aim or objective of this scheme is to provide existing unit with the upgradation assistance regarding expansion, whereas the financial assistance to the well set up performing units. Further, the scheme also provided the facilities to the entrepreneurs toward the automations and new technology modernization in the present unit. So we can say that this type of basically scheme is for the upgradation of the technology and for the innovation for the present unit. If you're talking about the benefits, what are the various benefits? Maximum subsidy, which is allowed to be around 15% of the total project cost and 20% in the case of the hill states. And the financing banks will provide the term loans as the balance amount of the total project cost. So we can say that there is a subsidy allowance is provided for the project, which is in the hill station 20% subsidy, or in for the other areas it is around 15% subsidy is provided, and the bank also provide the term loans. So next point is where this scheme is applicable for. So this scheme is applicable for the well established and accomplished mudra units. So we can say the mudra units which is already there, that this scheme is applied for that. In a detailed information, we can understand that the maximum cost of the project for the upgradation under the any service and trading sector should be around 25 lakh to 1 crore in case of the manufacturing sector. So in case of service sector, 25 lakh loan, 25 lakh rupees can be provided as a loan, and in the case of the manufacturing, it can be 1 crore. So maximum subsidy is around 15% of the project and 20% in the case of the hill states, right? Next point is around 15 lakh for the non NER and 20 lakh is for hill states and NER. So present units which have been financed under the Mudra scheme or PMEGP scheme whose margin money claims have been addressed and first loan availed has been repaid in the state timely for qualified all these benefits. And the units required to have a record for profit from last few years. So if the company or if the unit is not profitable, obviously you cannot able to get the loan benefit for the innovation purpose. And the beneficiaries are open to apply for same financing bank that sanction the unit loan or any other financing bank, whichever is facilitating the credit for the second. So that option is under this particular scheme. Next scheme, if we are talking, it is around about the credit guarantee scheme for micro and small enterprises, which I also introduced in the introduction part when I started giving lectures, seventh lecture. So what is the objective of this scheme? The scheme aims at motivating the first generation entrepreneurs towards the self-employment by providing the credit guarantee funding for the third party guarantee free or collateral free loans. If we are talking about the key benefits, so guarantee on credit for loans up to 2 crores without the third party guarantee and collateral. So first of all, let me tell you what is collateral. So collateral is an evidence which is taken by the bank if we are taking any kind of loan, right? So this is a collateral free kind of loan facility which is provided by the government. So guarantee on coverage range is around 75% for the other type of enterprises and 85% for the micro enterprises up to rupees 5 lakh. 50% of the coverage is for the retail activity. If we are talking about the scheme applicability, it is for the current entrepreneurs and the aspirant entrepreneurs. In normal detailed information, we can understand that the guarantee covers extends to 50% to 75, 80% and to 85% of the sanction amount of the credit facility, right? If we are talking about the guarantee cover, extent of the guarantee cover is 80% for both MSME owned slash operated by women and loans. Credit in the northeast region for credit is around 50 lakh. In case of the default, the trust settles 75% of amount extended by the lending institution for credit up to 200 lakh. So in short, we can understand that this type of a scheme is providing the micro credit loan or facilities, as well as it is providing the non-collateral loan or free of any evidences loan. Next type of guarantee scheme or next type of scheme. Next scheme is Micro and Small Enterprises Cluster Development Program, MSE-CTP. So this scheme aims at the growth of MSEs by addressing the advancement in sustainable and green manufacturing technology for market access, skill and quality, etc. So creating infrastructural facilities in existing micro small enterprises and the industrial area is also one of the important objectives. Setting up the common facility center for testing, training, new material, effluent like treatment, so production process, etc. is the objective of this type of scheme. If we are talking about the benefits, so it's creating a common facility center for the entrepreneurs, supporting the factory complexes infrastructure and helping in developing the development projects, right? If we are talking about the scheme where it is applicable, so it is applicable to the existing entrepreneurs. In short, we can understand that the common facility center is provided under this scheme, that is construction of the tangible asset. Tangible assets are those assets which is visible, such as processing center, testing facilities, design centers, including the uh, plug and play facilities. So these are the basically facilities which is provided under this scheme. As well as the infrastructure development is also there, drainage, power distribution, road, etc. And in existing and new industrial estates areas. So we can say that all these are the facilities which is provided under this scheme, micro small enterprises cluster development program. Let's move toward the next type of a scheme, scheme of fund for regeneration of traditional industry, SFURTI. So this scheme aims at establishing the traditional artisans industries into the clusters in order to support the competitiveness in long terms with the sustainability goals. So we can say that this scheme is basically for promoting the cottage industries, village industries, or the industries which is set up by the family, artisans. So this scheme is basically for them. If we are talking about the key benefits, who are getting the benefits? So the traditional artisans whose family is basically indulged in particular type of work like pottery, like the painting. So they are these. This scheme is for them, enabling the traditional artisans to deliver the sustainable employment Financial support, like Government of India supports to around 5 crore for more than 500 artisans, and 2.5 crore to up to 500 artisans. So more than 5 artisans, 5 crore, there is a support of 5 crore, and up to 500 artisans, there is a support of 2.5 crore. As well as they are also under this scheme, there is a facilities for setting up the production facilities like modern machineries, providing the raw material support, other support like marketing, business development, digitalization, as well as the soft intervention is up to around 25 lakh for the skill development training program, exposures to the visit buyers, sellers, market. So these schemes are basically for the artisans or the traditional industries. As well as these, what kind of artisans are they, like whom, where it is applied. So scheme applicable for present artisans for the industrial traditional industries, and the cluster of artisans like handicraft, textiles, agro processing, bamboo, honey, coir, khadi. So all these schemes are applied in all these type of industries. So we can say that this scheme is supporting the traditional industries and artisans to providing the sustainable employment, as well as there is a setting up of the physical infrastructure, and the financial assistance is also provided to them. Let's move toward the next type of scheme. So the next scheme is entrepreneurship and skill development program scheme. So what is the objective of this scheme? So this scheme aims to promote new entrepreneurs or enterprises, enable and facilitate the building of existing MSME. Further, it also aims to promote and inculcate the entrepreneurial culture in India. So we can say that they are supporting the wave of the startups or the entrepreneurs. What are the benefits of this particular scheme? The scheme aims to expand base of the entrepreneurs in different sections of the society through providing the skill development, achievement, and providing motivation for the self-employment and entrepreneurial skill. So for starting the startups, the motivation, financial facilities, training is provided so that the people are motivated for starting their own venture. Whom this scheme is applicable? So this scheme is applicable for those people who are looking for the self-employment, or we can say the existing entrepreneur. So we can say that this scheme aims to motivate different section of the societies and the communities which are basically not very developed, like the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, women, differently abled people. So BPL, below poverty line people to take up the entrepreneurship as a better career option, and by providing the motivation awareness on entrepreneurship, it is helpful for these communities or these part of our society. Under this scheme of entrepreneurship and the training would be provided on so many things like agro-based product, forgery, food and fruits, processing industries, carpet weaving, mechanical engineering, workshops, machine shops, heat treatment, electroplating. So all these facilities or all these activities trainings are provided by the government, as well as these schemes are also providing the management capacity building training in existing entrepreneurs and their supervisory staff, right? Like different departmental people are also getting skill and knowledge like industrial management, human resource management, marketing management. So the management provide management building capacity to all these departmental management system. So hope this lecture is like I covered around 6 schemes under the government, and these all are the latest scheme, and some of the schemes are also there in union budget of 2023 and 24. Hope you enjoyed this lecture and hope you understand all the terms. Thank you so much. We'll meet in the next lecture.